Joe, Mark Teixeira was just on the field taking some BP. Are you optimistic that you'll have him for tomorrow?
I'm not sure. He's still fairly gingerly on that. Obviously it's a good sign that we got him on the field today to do some stuff, but it's still not where it needs to be.
What do you need to see from him to feel good about putting him in that lineup?
Well, I think he needs to be able to run comfortably is really what it comes down to, and just feel that he can do all the things that he needs to do, and he's not at that point yet.
Alex out of the lineup for the second straight day. Anything going on there?
No, just trying to give him a couple days in a row to refresh him. I'm trying to refresh both of the guys, really, in a sense, keeping Max Bat in the lineup, especially at our ballpark, and with what he's been through, just trying to give them both, trying to freshen them up as we go down this stretch.
With Alex, was there something that you saw in particular that kind of led you to believe maybe he could use a couple days?
If you look at the last 2 weeks, it's been a little bit of struggle. There's been some good days, and obviously the Grand Slam was a huge hit for us, and he hit another home run. But I just thought that I would do it this way, and the ballpark plays extremely favorable to Mac, and Mac hit the 3-run homer off, Bauer the last time, and I just thought, you know what, this is time to do it.
Andrew.
When you look at Tex, you said, he's not ready. Is there a timetable in terms you think is possible, a couple of days?
Well, I was, my hope was it was going to be tomorrow. I'm not sure about that now. I would question that now. So, for me, it's as soon as we can get him, really.
Joe, it's obviously Andy's day today. What's your fondest memory of Andy?
Oh, there's a ton. I had a chance to catch Andy, for those years. I've had a chance to manage him. But just being around him on an everyday basis was great as a teammate, and what he brought to the clubhouse, and as a manager too, and watching him grow to become a leader in the clubhouse was really neat for me to see.
Bruce in the middle. Dan, go ahead. You can go.
Alex and Teixeira, carried the offense for so much of the first half. Do you think that giving Alex these 2 days, and maybe you don't want to have Teixeira out of the lineup, but having this time off can refresh him too and get them ready to go for the September?
That's part of the thought. It might end up being a blessing in disguise. The days off that Tex is getting, because it might really freshen him up and down the stretch. And I know the next stretch of game is 6 games, but then I want to say we only have really about 1 day off in the last 25 days, 26. And we're going to need these guys a lot, both of them. So it might end up being a blessing in disguise.
Bruce.
Joe, back to Andy for a minute. 19 postseason wins, known as a big game pitcher. What was it about his makeup? What was it about him that when he took the ball in the postseason, you knew you were getting a superb effort?
I think Andy had incredible focus. He could really zero in on what he needed to do, and he was a guy that could give up a leadoff single, and then maybe give up another single, but never lost focus. Would end up getting a double play and end up getting out of an inning, or striking guys out, or just making big pitches. And he had that ability to always dial it up when we needed him. And I tell you what, that's a guy that you want to be around, and that's a guy that you want on the mound in pivotal games.
Dan.
We've talked this year a lot about CC trying to do what Andy did successfully, kind of make that transition, and it's been up and down with CC. Do you see him making any progress toward what Andy was able to do?
The string of starts that he's had. I mean, he's run together a pretty good string of starts here, and we need that to continue as we move forward. I'm not sure how many games we have left, 40 or whatever it is, and you start thinking about, I mean, these games are extremely important, and we need another good one from him today.
On the wall.
Joe, does it make it easier to give Teixeira as much time as he needs, given the way Greg Bird has progressed since he's been up?
Well, I mean, Greg has done a tremendous job in Tex's absence, and obviously when you get Tex back, you can have a little bit of more of a rotation, maybe between a DH day here in some of these long stretches. But it has been really helpful what Bird has done for us.
Anyone else? Roger.
Just in terms of Alex, when he's been having the days that were not good leading up to this break, can you describe what you saw that said he needs these days?
Well, what I see is I see him go out of the zone more, and he comes out of his legs more as a hitter, and he gets forward. And that's, could that be fatigue? Could be. Could it be he's just not seeing the ball well? That could be it too. But, like I said, I'm trying to make sure all of our guys stay on the field. And you look at the last 2 years, and some of them, unavoidable. A guy gets hit by a pitch and you break a hand or that sort of thing. But, we've had a lot of moving parts in our lineup the last couple of years. And this year it's been pretty consistent. And we've tried to stay ahead of the curve and keep these guys on the field. And we've been proactive.